Hello everyone, welcome back to Motion RC Live. I'm James, joined by Alex, and today, for today's live show, unfortunately, for a lot of you, Wes and Lori will not be joining us today. They are on vacation, sailing one of the 7 seas on a cruise, so good for them. They're gonna have a nice vacation, and it's just gonna be me and Alex today. So we're gonna run through the customer community, go through some of the recent products we had over the past month or so, and spin the wheel, of course, and then talk about some of the things I have on the table in front of me. But overall, hopefully we have a good show. It is December 5th. This may or may not be the last show of the year. I can't guarantee that yet. We may do one of our year-end shows, or we may do it early in January. We didn't finalize those details yet, so I'll let you know. Just stay tuned to the channel, stay tuned to social media. When we know, everybody hopefully will know, or at least your emails. Looking through the chat, want to welcome Sweet Villain, see Vic here. Thomas Rasmussen, what's going on, man? Who else is around? Birdie, what's up? Michael, how are you? Kit 10K, had a great Thanksgiving. I really did, had a good Thanksgiving with my family. I went to my parents' house. We all went to my parents' house and had a good time. Actually, my wife dropped my kids off at my parents' house a couple days early and then came home, and then we met them there on Thanksgiving morning. So that was even a nice quiet week in the house for a couple days before we did the Thanksgiving. But all around, it was definitely a great day. Hope you guys all had a good Thanksgiving as well. Jeff in Lower Alabama, I saw you earlier saying it's rainy by you. It has been rainy all week here as well. You know, I'm in northwestern Georgia, and we got overcast and rain right now. It's just been like that all week. It's kind of just, I don't remember the last time we really saw the sun. Actually thinking about it, might have popped out a little bit, you know. It hasn't been, it's been getting chilly in the, low 40s as a high most of the week. So not the worst thing in the world, but definitely not the best. And Slow Flyer says it's raining there in Florida. Where in Florida are you, Slow Flyer? Are you on the Gulf Coast, or you even, I guess you're not farther south, maybe in Miami? I mean, Florida's a big place. Massive. Britt Miles, what's going on, man? How are you? Remember, guys, when we do spin the wheel later in the show, the only thing you have to do to be eligible to win, aside from being a Motion RC customer and having an account with us, which is free to sign up. But as far as this show, you just have to leave a comment of any sort, like Britt Miles Kelly, just that little thumbs up there, that enters you into a potential chance to spin the wheel and win a prize at some point during this live show. But other than that, all good to go. Oh, Slow Fire's in Panama City. Nice. Did I go to, I'm forgetting if I went. Oh, that was it. I remember me and my wife, we were planning a vacation to go to Pensacola a few years back, because now that we moved down to Georgia, years ago, I've been here 7 years now. I can't even say I'm a Georgia resident now, but it's only about 5 hours to drive down to the coast there. So it was like, hey, let's do a vacation on the Gulf Coast. We were going to do Pensacola. I want to see the naval base there and the museum and everything. And I remember there was a hurricane that year, a couple of years, maybe 3 years ago. Hurricane came up and Pensacola was out. So we had to cancel plans, but Panama City didn't get anything. So we went there and had a great time. Panama City was beautiful. Remember, we were on the beach and couple jets buzzed by low, like across the coast. It was awesome. I'm like, oh, this is great. So that was really awesome. Dave, Jen, and I, any new planes aside from, what was this month? This month, I forget. Did we have the Lightning for the last show? Were we talking about that? Wes might have had that on the table. Well, the most recent would be the updated F-14. So, the V2 version of the 64 millimeter F-14. Appreciate seeing that pop out. That was one that I don't even think Wes saw coming. None of us saw coming, but they noticed that they can make the plane a little better with a little change to the wings. So bang, they did that update because it was a quicker thing to do, to just mold a new pair of wings on the original, change up the livery a little bit, and then release it. So once the wings come in, I think those are going to sell out like crazy. Once we get, I don't think we've gotten the stock of the just the spare parts wings, but I'm sure a lot of people going to be upgrading the V1 to the V2. No, other than the livery, Brandon, the V1 to V2, the main difference is those wings, but it is a significant difference. If you look around now, a lot of guys have been flying their F-14s, posting about them. Like, the difference in the cord on the new wing helps with slow flight tremendously versus the original version. The original version wasn't bad, but it might have been for a more experienced pilot on landings. You know, it wasn't as, what's the word I'm looking for, Alex? It wasn't as forgiving on landings, you know, like it wouldn't float as nice. Now this one could float a lot better at slow speed, so it makes landings easier for all parties. So, you know, if you have a V1 and you've been flying it and loving it, don't waste I wouldn't waste, you know, your money getting a second pair of wings. But, you know, if you do find that, oh, landing this thing could be a little tricky, then, you know, might benefit you to grab a pair of wings. But I just love that they saw an issue that, you know, again, because Free Wing, obviously they have their pilots testing it, our pilots are testing it, and you're going to get a lot of pilots who are more professional. You know, they're not going to see the things, they can handle the things of every plane. But once you release it to the market, you know, it's nice when, you know, the market comes back, hey, I wish this landed easier, or it comes in too fast, that they saw a change, they made it, and made the change. So I gotta appreciate that, and it's nice to see it get here right before Christmas. Perfect timing, and that first batch sold out pretty fast on the V2s. So more are definitely on the way, along with all the spare parts for them. Just you know, hang tight. But all around, it's nice, and I dig the new scheme. I'm not gonna lie, I am a fan of the first scheme a little more. I was talking to Chris Wolf about that just in our meeting on Monday. And you know, I think Wes and I like the Jolly Rogers, and he loves the new scheme. But they both look great, and hopefully at some point they just have them both available. That would be great. You know, or even, you know, make it a base gray and just toss in the decals for both and let people pick and choose what they want. But I think with the wings is nice. You don't have to really worry about the decals on the wings. Maybe the numbers that come on it might be the only thing you have to change if you get the V2 wings and put them on the V1. There were just black numbers on the ailerons themselves. But other than that, you know, they're gonna be an easy drag and drop, and you know, that'll be good. So it was nice to see that come out. And then all the other stuff we got going on in front of me, we'll talk about this later. Anybody who's been following, you know, watch our other lives, I know so far some guys will watch some of the construction stuff I've been up to, but we got these Double Eagle products. These are, you know, pretty expensive hobby grade RC excavators and all sorts of construction vehicles. But about a month and a half ago now, maybe about 6 weeks ago, I got the metal excavator. This is just the all metal, non-hydraulic. We actually have 3 options. Then we have 2 hydraulic options, one with a 1-piece boom, but this is the 2-piece boom. So this is the highest end option. I just got this in this week, and I just finally unboxed it yesterday, filmed the unboxing here, and this is the first time I ever played with hydraulic model before, and it's pretty awesome. So we'll turn them both on and just show you the differences there a little later on. But again, these models are all metal. These things are, you know, a good 20 something pounds, and I can't wait to get this one outside because I want to see, because this one was powerful enough as is, but obviously non-hydraulic. But the fact that there's hydraulic fluid in this, I had to run to, it was funny, I haven't been there in a while, but O'Reilly's is where you know, the commercial is, that song is stuck in all my kids that we hear it all the time. Ran there, grabbed some hydraulic fluid because you need to fill it with fluid. There's a pressure gauge in there, so not gonna lie, I was sort of nervous. I never played with hydraulic model before, so, you know, I know obviously you have to monitor your pressure and everything, and there is potential for explosion if you mess it up. So when I charge because it comes with a LiPo to charge, you know, the LiPo is what runs the motors for the cab turning back and forth, yawing, and the tracks, but for the most part that just runs the pump, and the rest is hydraulic, all the booms and arms. So I was just nervous. I was like, I called the boss, I was like, so what should I expect to happen when I actually turn this on? Because once I charge it up, I filled it with oil, followed the instructions, and then there's a little dial inside that you monitor the pressure, and I'm just like waiting. I was like, gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna either have to lower that dial really fast or somehow unplug it. God forbid I got something wrong. But it was actually great. I was just playing with it on here, and it's pretty awesome, you know, how it all works. So we'll get to that in a little bit as well. Vic, I see you've been enjoying the Aries, getting better at 3D, but not as others. I actually saw him. We have a video in here, if you guys remember Alejandro from RC Forever. He got himself an Aries, so he's starting to mess around with that. He always does these beautiful videos out in, I believe he's in, I think he's in Spain. was where he was from. We had him on the channel a long time ago, but it was awesome. Kit 10K, James, and how long the lipo lasts on the hydraulic one? Not sure yet. I only turned it on here. I'm not sure how long it will last. You know, that's something I'll have to test when I do take it out. The plan is to get it out next week once the sun comes out. You know, I bought a lot of sand and rocks and set up a little sort of construction site in the, you know, outside the office here that we can play around and film in. So we'll be doing that as soon as the sun gets better, or as soon as the sun makes an appearance. But back to the Aries, yeah, it was a pretty nice video. So I'm excited to see what Alejandro's going to be able to do, because even he was saying it's a different style. He's used to a lot of high alpha. He high alphas everything in his videos, and you know, but this is like the Aries is a completely different experience even for him. So once he dials it in and learns it more, RC Forever is a good channel to follow if you just want to see some beautiful flying, filmed really well. You know, and then he usually just puts it to his music. Can you slide that over so I could see the chat? There we go.
I was trying to figure out the runtime on that thing.
Runtime. Oh, Bill's saying more than 60 minutes. Wow. Okay, more than 60 minutes on a full charge. It is a big battery. We could get it. I could show you that. I'll take it out because the internals of each are wildly different too. So it's pretty cool when we get into it. Any other questions or anything? Look forward to upgrading the wings. Yeah, wingspan, RC. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to upgrade it, I mean, I can only guess. I hope they ordered enough of those wings, because I said a lot of people who bought the V1s are probably going to be, you know, racing. So get yourself on a list, on the Notify Me When We're Back in Stock list, so that you get the first crack at them, because obviously a lot of people who have the V1s are going to want to, you know, grab those, I'm sure. You know, why wouldn't you? If you've invested in the F14, you might as well grab those, you know. Victor, have a good time with the turbine. Vic's got a turbine. Oh, nice. Not the. Are we talking about the Zeus turbine? I saw a few of those videos we got to show, so we might as well let's run to the customer community while we are going. We'll start there and just going through. I've earlier this week. You know, guys, anybody who's maybe new to the show, if you're on Facebook, and I know a lot of people might not even like Facebook. I don't necessarily love Facebook either, but the Facebook groups, for whatever hobby you're in, whether it's RC or anything, that's the best, one of the best things Facebook does. That and the Marketplace are the best reasons to be on Facebook. Marketplace, you can buy anything near you. It's great. And then it's like what Craigslist wanted to be. And then, you know, the groups is just a lot of fun, when regardless what group you are. But our group now is well over 30,000 people, so we get a lot of people sharing all sorts of customizations. And if you ever want to see your stuff on this show, then that's the place to share it. That's pretty much where we get all the content of what we're going to start here with. And we'll start with Robert Gregory. Not Gregory, but Gregory. Greg O-I-R-E. Greg O-I-R-E. Shared this. He's doing some work to the Black Horse L39, which already has a pretty sharp scheme on it, but he went with I believe he puts a Navy scheme on this, like a trainer plane, but he shared a lot of pictures of the progress and the, you know, what he's doing to it. So he just painted over the covering that's already on it, which you can do. You know, I know we get those questions sometimes when we have, you know, when people are afraid, do you paint covering on a you know, on a balsa plane versus painting? Is it different than painting foam on a you know, on a like a free wing jet? No, you can definitely paint the covering, and to great effect too. It might even almost hold the paint sometimes better than the foam, depending on what you use. But he did a really great job with the lining and then sharing, and then he had a few pics. He didn't actually take it outside and put, I don't know if there's gear in it yet, but you know, like he shared them. They were a little off center as well, but you could see what it's going for. But it looks really cool. You know, to change all that underneath, like that blue digitally kind of camo or whatever it was, to get that just pure white and, you know, a little more plain, but I thought it looked really nice. And it'll be different than anything else out there. So, you know, you're rotating it up. Alex trying to rotate it to center it and then show it a little more. There we go. There you go. He did it fast, working fast. But all around looking sharp. Dig that. So thank you for sharing. Then we have Reskovic Tomislav. He shared a couple pictures. I believe he has did he have a video in this one too? He might have had a video as well. If it's Alex will search for that. But there he is with his B2 and his F16. I believe he shared a video. We're not seeing it. But he had some other videos, or maybe the video was a little too tough to show. But you know, he was whipping around his F14. Maybe we'll pop back on it at some point if it is in there. But either way, looking good. Then we move on to so Peter Luck shares a lot of helicopter content, and he shared a Bell, like a customization he's doing to his Bell AH-1Z. And now I'm not going to be the one to tell you what he's doing on the insides here, but as Alex bring him through, you know, as we get to one of you, I think that the video might be better, but he was putting like I believe it's like a radar on the front or something, but there it is. That's what, there it is. That's what he's got working on his RC helicopter, and absolutely awesome. And then I believe there might be another video of it in the air. He takes it off, but holy moly, did he do some work. So a lot of the stuff that he shared on the inside. See the smoke in the gun. Yeah, like it's
too distracted by the top.
It almost looks fake.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, you know, what he does. And I'm assuming he didn't even give us a cockpit shot, but knowing this guy and what I've seen him post, I'm sure he's got all the videos, you know, for on the displays in the cockpit and everything. But you know, he's somewhere in Asia. I'm not sure where. Might be Hong Kong. I'm not sure. But all around, just gorgeous. He's always doing helicopter stuff. So really cool. But that just looks real, you know.
Okay,
there it is.
I wanted another close-up of the gun.
I mean, that looks real, like especially when you get up close on it like that, like unbelievable. And the heads of the pilots turning too. Yeah, I mean, to put it all on there, I wonder if he used, you know, some sort of randomizer. Like you guys know, the RC Geek sold that randomizer for, I don't even know if he still does. I'm sure he does. He works for us now. I have to ask him. But, you know, love that guy. He used a lot of, you know, he had the randomizer a lot of people use to get their, you know, to get parts on their things moving. But just unbelievable. You know, if somebody told me that was fake and AI generated, then I'd be sad. But I think, I hope it's real because it looks awesome. And then he just shared a lot of beautiful pictures, you know, the stills, the statics of it. Just unbelievable.
Oh, that one's mean.
Yeah.
That's mean.
I was close on that for the thumbnail, but no offense to helis, they don't get clicks like F-14s do. So when somebody shared a picture of both F-14s, V1, V2, Nick Vasio, there he is, Nick Vasio. That's the thumbnail pic I chose. Was this one. This is I think the first time I saw in the chat pop up somebody, you know, who obviously jumped on the V2, even though they own the V1, and just put them out there together. So it's absolutely awesome. Cool to see them next to each other on the ground. And who knows, maybe at some point, both options will be available, both color schemes, because they're both beautiful in their own right. Like the Jolly Rogers, I dig the vertical stabs more, but you know, the new livery, I like the nose, you know, a little more detail on the nose, but all around super cool. Then got one with the flag. So Nick was the winner of the thumbnail contest that nobody knows we do. I tend to use thumbnails from the picture shared in the Facebook customer community. I should make that just a monthly contest, you know, just a little for fun. If you post a picture, I'll make a thread and then let the people vote what the best picture of the month is, and that could be not only the banner for the group, but the thumbnail for the live show.
Then the person who gets the spin.
Yeah, and maybe throw a spin on it too. Oh, speaking of, do you have a pen over there? You should have a pen, Alex.
I don't.
You should write down here.
That idea.
No, you should write down who's going to be when you pick the winner. You're picking the winner today because
I'm taking
Wes and Lori are gone.
private messages, guys. Private
Alex is
messages.
taking side money for, he's going to put his Venmo in the chat.
Everybody put your favorite Jets quarterback of all time in the chat.
Michael Rosnick had his back lightning, BAC lightning out there, the English electric lightning. He gets some beautiful pictures too. Michael Rosnick is mostly a helicopter man, but he does do the jets too. Loves his Delta darts, but I believe he works for Bell as a mechanic. Met him a few times, and always get some nice pictures out there of some of the jets. So the back lightning's doing really well. If you're looking for a lightning, jump on the 64. It's fun. Definitely a fun, good flying, solid flying 64 millimeter, even though it's on the smaller side. It's nice to see it out there, and if it does well, hopefully it means eventually you may see a bigger one of this, because I think it would be amazing. I wonder what size it would have to be if you had stacked 64 millimeters in the back, because then it would be more in line with the size of the F-14, but a twin 64 I would associate a twin 64 to be about the size of an 80. A twin 70 is about the size of a 90. A twin 80 is a little bigger than a 90. Like when you look at our MiG-29, like it's a big jet. Even the twin 80 Tomcat's a pretty big jet, for free wing and foam. So a twin 64 in that would be about an 80 millimeter and do really well. If they could stack those two, but I doubt it. I think someone said it's just easier to put one in and bifurcate there, but if they could ever do it, that would be interesting. I've never seen that before, but all around, super cool. Then we got Matt Moore at Warbirds Over the Glades. Looks like he took home an award. I don't know what the award is. Can you enhance?
We could try.
See what this award is, but I believe that's our 70 millimeter Free Wing Panther.
Best
So
model ever.
best model ever.
Best modern era.
Best modern era. Best model ever. Best modern era. Is that modern era though? The Panther? Is the Panther considered modern era?
Quiet over there.
I mean, what is it? What is
it?
it?
It won an award.
It won an award. It's a big award. It's fragile. It might be a bowling alley. It's Christmas time. You could have Christmas story jokes in there for sure. Johnny Salaza, what is that, 14? Just a couple pics. Oh, and then he had the other one too. So he didn't post it back to like side by side. So Nick Vesio won the thumbnail because he actually put them side by side. But it looks like he had both of them out. And then he also had just a nice shot of his F-22. And I forget what the other one was. Because the other one, this was how he transported. This is dangerous. This is dangerous, but we've all been here. You're trying to get things into the car. You're using peanuts and, bubble wrap and anything you can to protect that foam. But you're living on the edge, trying to transport your aircraft like that. But I'm sure it worked because they look good on the way out, unless that's on the way home. But they fit in I guess that's a van or wherever they are, but it fits. So if you're ever wondering, can you transport two 64 millimeter F-14s? You can. Moving on to John Killen. Remember John Killen? He was our F4 man, always posting F4s.
Fire at his place?
Yes, he had an awful fire, lost a lot. I don't know if this is an older pic, but I hadn't seen him in the chat. I hadn't seen him post anything in a while, but it was nice to see him post the F4s. There's actually a few F4s that were shared. It's funny how, I feel like I've said this before in the past, but, when someone posts one pic of a plane, then all of a sudden it summons them, like you won't see the AL-37 now for a while, but when someone posts it, all of a sudden you'll have a month where there's like 10 AL-37 customs come out of nowhere, or F-14s, it just sort of goes that way, but I always like that scheme. So hopefully it's a new one for him, and he's rocking and rolling. Because at one point he had like 6 F4s. Yeah. It was like insane. He was always posting a new customization of F4.
The better F4.
Yeah. Way back. It was a while back. Yeah. Now we got Jeff Brunt. I don't know where in the country he's getting snow. Stinks for him. But it was cool to have his King Tiger out there. rocking it in the snow. He even has some video of it playing around. Being in Georgia, I don't get a chance to take tanks out in the snow. So that's awesome.
Wish he had the winter version.
Yeah. He should have went with put the winter camo on. It would have been really sweet. But just some cool pictures to see it in the in there. But here we go, traversing snow. I never got a chance to traverse some solid snow there. I mean, that is solid.
If it's packed pretty well, it's probably really fun.
Yeah, I could see it maybe slipping if it's powdery.
Yeah, if it's soft.
But it rides well. Would have been cool with a little plow on the front of it. Because, I mean, the tread should, that's what they're kind of made for, right? To get through.
I wonder if he's got the plastic or the metal on there. Upgrade or pro?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. It looks like the upgrade. Or he painted the metal tracks. He could have easily done that too. But worked well. Love to see it. Who doesn't like a King Tiger? I think it's one of the cooler looking tanks ever made. JD Crow shared he liked men like sailboats. Man's got a squad of sailboats. So I'm gonna say a lot of those look like the Dragon Force and the Dragon Force and the other. Of course, there's two versions. Why am I forgetting the name? Bill, if you're in the chat, help me out. The 95 and the 65, and they're like the premier. We carry them. We recently, well, not recently now, but for at least this year, we got the most upgraded versions of the two boats, and they're the two like Dragon Flight. There it is, Dragon Flight and Dragon Force. I think one of them is the 65, one of them is the 95, and they're pretty much the two go-to sailboats for anybody who's into racing. So, if you're into sailing regattas and, actually racing them. So I'm assuming a few of those are those. And guys paint them up all different colors and put all different, change up their sails and such. So my man's obviously into it and love to see it. Would love to have seen maybe some video of the regattas themselves. That would be, I could see that being a lot of fun. If you have like 10, 12, 15 sailboats out there. And a bunch of guys just having some fun. That could be a good time. Moving on, and this was a cool, so this is incoming. This is the only picture he shared, but Jay Cannon is looking at turning his L-39 wing shape. So he just cut basically a piece of cardboard to test. Took off the, the light pod that's on the L-39 wings and wants to convert it more to a straight wing. So be interesting to see how it works, because it's a pretty quick aircraft on its own right, and it's a good airframe, very stable. We always thought the L-39 to resemble, at least in my opinion, flying it was like an Avanti, a scale Avanti is how I would compare it. It's one of those jets that can just do anything. It's good for beginners, and it's good for, seasoned veterans could have fun with. It's just a stable aircraft. That's why so many people get them. And that'll be interesting to see how it works there. And here we go, another F4 out there from Jason Beaver. And my favorite is when you get low and get the sun behind it, the sun bursts through the clouds. That's the way to go. If you're going to take pictures of and that's the Ghost Gray. I remember I put one of those together a while back and getting those. Remember the decals didn't come when I got it. They came in the box. Now I think they come pre-installed on the tail. Getting that skull on that tail was not easy. That was one of those take your time and, checking everything. But when it was done, it looked really good. And here we go again. Habib Muhammad. Just two black jets. The Playboy Bunny F4. There's another F4. Chilling next to the SR-71. Also cool. That was another one that John Killen definitely had.
Between the two picks.
Yeah, right. It makes one, like the SR-71 looks so small in the first pick, like depending on how you take it. And then you go the other side, and then the F4 looks small, and the F4 is far from small.
The F4 looks so small in this pick. It's like a tiny.
Yeah.
Little tiny toy.
It looks like a 64 millimeter or something in the back. That's funny. And then this is the first time I ever saw these two together. Gilbert Ruiz with the electric Zeus and the turbine Zeus. So a couple turbine Zeus posts out there. So, you know, the turbine Zeus is definitely a niche. You know, we didn't bring them in at the rate we'd bring in, you know, an electric plug and play jet. And I think they moved out pretty fast, the ones we have. And guys are loving it. I mean, it's nice to, you know, let them know. Hopefully it lets even the manufacturers of small turbines know that, hey, there's a market for these. It's fun. People are having a lot of fun with it. I wonder if anybody bought the ARF turbine version just for the scheme to then put their electric stuff in it. Actually, I never even looked because that one, you know, obviously I didn't unbox this, and neither did Wes. Chris Wolf did but I wonder what kind of work you'd have to do in there, because it comes with that tail tube, you know, comes with all the, I wonder how if you wanted to convert that just to get the color scheme, to convert it back to electric, I wonder how much work would be involved. It actually might be too much work and not worth it at all, but probably easier to just paint it if you want to. But here he is. Yeah, he does, I think he does a slow pass, and then he whips by. Let this play for a little bit.
You have great sound in the thing, so I'll turn it up.
Where are you going? I think it's small fast, don't it?
Let's hear it. It's coming. It's coming at some point. Yeah, there you go. Just sounded good. I enjoyed it. What's up, John Potts? Welcome in. Thanks for spending your lunch hour with you. I hope you got something good to eat. But there it is again, the last shot of the... oh, this is Eric Meyer's Zeus turbine, so just another one. A different one. Just a nice shot of it. Nothing crazy special, but thanks for sharing it. And we got Eric Gottwald. I believe last month we saw this in his house, but this is the first time I saw it outside. His customized F-16, looking good. Unfortunately, no Northeast FPV. I'm waiting too, but you'll see yourself in here. We got the P-38 follows you were doing, and some of those beautiful pictures on the beach. We'll get to that in a little bit. I know I want one too, so hopefully it's coming soon. But this is a gorgeous F-16 from Eric Gottwald. Absolutely love it. I appreciate that, Yates. You do not have to do super chats for us. The best thing you can do to help us out is just buy anything at motionrc.com. That's the best way to support us. But appreciate that, and hopefully they'll get around to it. Eric Gottwald, yep. But looking good with the other one too. But just an absolutely gorgeous finish on that. Then we got Charles Lanier. Charles is one of the top, actually hadn't checked, you know, he's one of the top posters on the community, at least for the past month. And I believe he got his grandson or his son. I don't want to age Charles Lanier either, but, you know, having some fun with a King Tiger professional version. His son was doing practice, aiming practice. You know, kids definitely love these things. Who doesn't love to shoot at targets with that? So, you know, always fun. And with this post from Alan Rockwell, another big poster into our group, but he had an issue. He was asking people about what happened, but that's his A6 Intruder, and that was its landing place. Apparently he had a stall, and he'd been flying it for years and never had an issue, and then until you have an issue. But as any RC pilot knows, every plane has, you know, has its day. But, yeah, you know, it was a good landing spot for it. But, you know, unfortunate, of course. But, you know, I enjoy carnage pictures. I'm not going to lie. Carnage pictures. If you're going to have carnage, hopefully you got it on film or picture, because, you know, it's crazy how it happens. But I didn't actually see a resolution. Nobody really knows what happened. Every plane, there it is. Every plane has an expiration date. That's it. Alejandro. This was him with his you know, Aries. So we're going to play a little bit. Actually, it's a pretty long video. Take a little, let's give him a minute or two and just show off him and some of his first flights on his Aries.
Does he have metal behind it?
What is he?
Does he have metal behind it?
I think a little bit. He's
I'll
got a
keep it
little
down.
music in it. Keep it a little low maybe, but he just gets beautiful shots. Got a beautiful location. You know. He's just such a good pilot, but obviously he's doing his, you know, his sport flying style, and then he's got to, you know, get used to the 3D flying of it. So once he masters that, he's the type of person that's just gonna hammer it home, you know.
I love that location.
Yeah, just some absolutely gorgeous flying. Looking forward. There we go. I'm just doing, probably doing stuff he's not, you know, opens up your mind to other things you could, yeah, you know, like look at that. Like, what? That's just so, you know, that's so him.
Yeah.
He will take it steps high, and then eventually he'll start doing it low once he figures it out. He's a guitar player, so he's got the finger skills trained.
Woo!
Like, he strikes me as a guy
What's that called?
like, he strikes me as a guy who never touches Expo. Like, he just flies it. Like, we used to fly with a kid who was a great 3D pilot, and he's like, Expo? I don't put any Expo on there. What do I need that for? Okay. Like, he was just like, his stick movements were so precise. It was great. But all around, super, super cool. So Alejandro, we look forward. RC Forever is his channel. RC, the number 4, ever. If you want to check him out, you know, he posts a lot. And what was this? Oh yeah, this W.F. Jones, just some cool customizations. You know, in his garage, we've seen a few of these aircraft in pictures in the past, but he does little accent work and little things to some of his jets that just make him his own. So, you know, nice to see, a nice little share. Something different, little pops of color, makes them stand out. And a nice collection there of 4 jets. And we move on to Todd Reeves. This wasn't a video, but oh yeah. Go. I was gonna do the first picture first, but this is, he had a drone. He had to go find his F-22. Where's Waldo? Dead center. He had to fly the drone over the cornfields. But what's it called? It was just that he just broke the edge of his wing, just snapped a little bit, and it was still like attached. So hardly any damage. The broke his fall. I don't know how he crashed. There's no video of it, but you know, having to find it through all those cornfields was probably, you know, not easy. So he had to put up the drone and manage to spot it. So that's usually a good use of a drone. Actually, speaking of, I saw an amazing video on Reddit this morning of somebody flew a drone to an island somewhere in Russia, and a weather station, like abandoned years ago, full of polar bears. They live in this old weather station, and there's a drone though. The guy's flying the DJI, like the bear almost bites it, like it's crazy. But absolutely gorgeous footage. Use drones for some amazing stuff. Oh, and speaking of, actually I wanted to tell Northeast FPV, check out Free Wings YouTube channel. They don't do videos often, but they made an amazing video. They had a DJI Inspire 3 with just the Flightline Corsairs. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. A really cool like hype video for the Corsair that sort of came out of nowhere the other day. Actually, I should have put it in here. I don't know why I didn't. But it was absolutely beautiful, and I would recommend go checking it out. Stephen Carter. Oh yeah, this was a beautiful landing with his V3 Twin 80 A10. Like it just touches.
Yeah.
It just sticks when he comes down. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, look for like Free Wing model. It popped up in my feed, obviously, because, we're associated with them and everything. So that's how I spotted. I wouldn't have found it normally. But I got lucky enough that it came up on my side view, and it was awesome. Now we move to Simon McDonald. This is Northeast FPV in the chat, and just check out, this was the first shot I saw. This was a runner-up for the thumbnail. I mean, it's a beautiful thumbnail, but again, Tomcats probably beat P-38s in the love affairs, but absolutely gorgeous. Always love the P-38s. Are cool, and here's some, side footage of what was used to, to get the shots. So Inception, we're going levels deep into the picture in picture in picture. And then he always posts these beautiful shots. And I always forget, Northeast FPV, are you on East Coast, or I think you're East Coast of England? I forget your location. But that beach you own that beach. That's the spot. You're always flying at the beach, which is nice. When I was living on Long Island, New York, I used to love taking my planes over to the beach. If you have enough sand to land, it's fun being able to fly out over
Go get it.
Go get it. Except when we had a drone drop in it. We were filming a video for my prior job, and it was like 30 degrees. We were out filming a drone, and it pooped out and landed in the ocean. And our boss was like, "Someone go get it!" I'm not swimming out there in 30-degree weather. That thing is gone.
You go get it.
It's like, I'm sorry. That's not happening. Oh, and then we got Scott Thornton with the aircraft tree. He said this is what he puts in his hangar or his, workroom, man cave. But
Oh, the rotating one's sick.
with the inverted F-14 going around,
Oh, I love that.
I mean, absolutely gorgeous, right? Aren't you? Is any plane guy in the chat, you're going to be jealous of this.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he made his own ornaments or there's somebody that sells them, but I'm sure they, I don't know if it's one of those companies, they release one ornament a year and it's a big collection. Probably be super expensive to get, or they're just, even the die-cast models that, some of them get really expensive if you want to turn them into ornaments, but absolutely cool. So, Merry Christmas to you, Scott Thornton. Thank you for sharing. That does it for the customer community. We had a lot of stuff over the past month. So what I try to do, like anything posted from today, or that, well, if it was posted maybe yesterday, but, to the next time we do our live show, which I believe is January, I forget what it's going to be, first Friday of the month. If that's our next. We may do a show before the end of the year, either before Christmas but we'll,
I don't know about that one.
the first show of the year maybe we do January 2nd. I mean, January 1st is a Thursday, so January 2nd would be the first Friday of January. We'll probably be doing the show then. I don't know. We got to check who's got off and what's going on, but maybe we'll do that. And Jay Yates, you called it. I think the wheel looks primed and ready. Do we have a winner,
That's
Alex?
crazy. It's Jay Yates.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
Get out
I
of
wrote
here.
it down right here. Look.
You didn't just do that. Did you really?
Yeah.
Let me
I wrote
see.
it down before.
No way. No way. Jay Yates, you happen to be the winner, and this wheel spin is going to be yours. So that's ridiculous that you posted that and reminded me.
And I had it written down.
Even though you didn't have to, but we have it written down, and you are the winner. So we're going to spin the wheel. Jay Yates, you are the lucky contestant on Spin That Wheel. My kids love Wheel of Fortune now. They watch it every day. They found it, and now they love it. But let's go. And so Jay Yates, you are in the chat. We know you're in the chat. This spin is for you. Good luck.
Come on, Christmas miracle.
I should really attach it to a throttle stick and rev
Right.
it all the way up and then
Let it get
and then
slow and then hit it again.
and then cut the throttle.
Oh,
$50,
50
Jay Yates. $50 to you, or 50 euros. I don't know where you're located, but if you're in the States, it'll be $50 gift card, which you do have to email me, preferably from your Motion RC email address, whatever you use for your Motion RC account, because that's how we'll send it to you. You'll just get an email with a code for $50 to be used whenever. Hopefully I can get you that code today. Worst case, it's usually Monday. It depends on how busy the guys in the warehouse are and if they can get to it. But normally it comes quickly. If you can, best bet, just email me now. Drop it in my email box. I'll check it as soon as the stream is over here in about 15 minutes and, get over there. But congratulations. And hopefully, as I said, I'd love to do an end of the year show, maybe where we do a bunch of spins. If you remember last year, we actually didn't do the end of the year show because we were thinking we were going to hit 100K, so we pushed it till we hit the 100K, and that it came in February. So I'm still working out the logistics, but maybe we'll have a little end of the year show before, or maybe that's what we do with the beginning of the year, the January 2nd show. But I'll let you guys know via the community section on YouTube. I can post there. You'd see the post if you're subscribed to the channel, post it in Facebook, and probably tease it in the emails. You'll know one way or the other if we're going to do that show. So, James, any idea when the new British tanks will arrive in Europe? Love the new Crusader. Oh, the Coolbank tanks.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill, that's a Bill question. I'm not sure. Now, remember, the sad thing is that, the EU is a separate thing from the US. So that's why, we don't have Black Horse in the EU, because they have a vendor there. We only get it, not everything we get in the US can always be, in the, can be in the EU. So I'm not sure if the Coolbank tanks will arrive for us there, off the top of my head. But, in transit to the EU now, so they're on the way. So good for you. I wasn't sure. I was hoping that was going to be the case. Then we got Kit 10K. James, I'm curious, if there are any future unboxing videos for the Bancroft line that are coming sometime in the near future.
I'm looking forward to bankrupting.
I mean, unboxing would mean there's new Bancroft coming. There's probably always something new from Bancroft coming at some point, and I love those ships. So when they send me the next ones, I love doing those live unboxings for those, because the realize. But as far as I know in my head right now, I don't know of what the next thing is. But I'm sure there's something out there, because they like making their ships and we like selling them. So that would be nice. Dave wants to see a single 64mm EDF with retracts. I feel like the 70s just cater to that more. You think the beauty of the 64s, the tossing ones, is that, it comes down to, it's probably just a weight issue and also spacing. You need really small retracts to make that work, and if they're going to have the strength, that's an engineering feat that I don't know. Do you want the price of your 64mm to jump by $50 to $75, especially if they're making something that's brand new? And then with retracts too, if you're trying to go for scale detail, if you're making a different set of retracts for every type of plane you make, I think it would be the type of thing where it's you want retracts, but they're going to be the same retracts on every 64mm, regardless of what it is, just because you want retracts. Take it or leave it, and then scale goes out the window. Personally, anytime I've ever gotten a 64mm jet that has the wire gear, I throw that in the trash. I'm never taking out. I don't want to fly around with the wire gear sticking out, and I'd rather just toss that thing and land it in the grass anyway. Just more fun and easier to go, but to each their own. That's something I doubt we'd see. 70s, though, have been getting away with retracts, and that was a feat, because 70s used to only have plug-in gear, maybe no steering servo in there, and then eventually they got to the point where they can get the retracts that fit in there too. But it all comes down to, it's like a Venn diagram whenever they make these planes. I'm always told there's a Venn diagram, and they throw everything up there. What can we fit in? At what price makes sense? And, what's the most important and what has to go? Because not everything could get in, or else it would just be, if you make a plane with everything, then it just gets way too expensive, But let's get playing with this. So you guys bring in some questions. We got about 10 minutes here, but I did want to quickly, let me turn this on. Let me plug this one in. This was the original one that I plugged in last show, I believe. Is it plugged in right now? Yeah, this one's already plugged in, so this one's good to go. Let me get this one turned on. So this is the original. Well, I shouldn't say the original, my original, but this is the what's it called? This is the all-metal, non-hydraulic excavator. So when this one goes, there's no hydraulic power to it, you know, but it does have strength. I have the video out there. You could see it, but like this is its full range of motion when you're watching it. That's as high as it goes. And then I'm gonna hang the boom this way, and then like this would be, that's about as deep as you're able to go. Like even in the video, I put a cinder block. I went to the top of the cinder block and was digging down in, you know, just trying to make it, you know, I only know excavators and construction when I drive by a construction site and randomly seeing them go. I'm not around them that often, but, you know, trying to do things that I would think an excavator do. All around, super neat. It has full 360 cab. Don't want to drive it the wrong way. You know, forward, reverse, drives like a tank, and absolutely awesome. Now the hydraulic version, this is like, you know, just such a different experience that I'm so excited to get it out there. But what I love is a twin boom. So now you have another arm that this one doesn't have. And it's interesting because this arm works on like a switch. So I'm trying to drive it around, and I want to try to perfect it before I even get it outside to practice with it. But actually, Alex, you're on the B cam now. So let me show you in here. So this is where the battery is on the regular metal excavator. So this is the one you just saw me running. So the battery fits in here. The whole back would come off, and then on the other side, stay there, Alex. These two doors. See, when you're in here, it's just on and off switch on this side, and really nothing here. It's just the on and off switch for the battery. When you look down, there's just the motor that's going to drive the gears and such. But now let's go to the two-piece boom. So now this is the same spot because the cab itself is the same. But when you pop it open, now you're dealing, this is the tank for the oil. That's your window to look at how much oil you have, you know, your hydraulic fluid, if you will. Shouldn't say oil. Hydraulic fluid, that's your window to see, you know, how full you are. And it's dark, so you're not really going to be able to see that. This is your pressure needle, so you can up and lower the pressure as needed with a screwdriver, flathead, and then you got a gauge. Now the gauge is off to the side for whatever reason, I don't know, but works well. Got it plugged in. Then the top, hey, this is crazy. This is the on and off switch on the top that isn't on the other one, because the on and off switch you saw on the other one, it looks like the flux capacitor.
It does.
Doesn't it? Looks like what hits 88 miles per hour in there. So when I turn that, but that's your on off switch, and then it's hard to see, but there's a little screw. You really won't, that little screw underneath it, I don't even want to point to it. That's, you take that out, and that's where you fill the hydraulic oil, hydraulic fluid. So the squeeze bottle goes right in there. And then on the other side, well, you can't even see. The battery isn't there. The entire battery is on the back, and I can take that off if you want to get deep, or just wait for my video on it. But let's get it turned on. Boop, boop. And now let's turn it on. And it has, oh, I didn't, hold on. I did not plug in the battery. I was charging it. I did not plug it in. So let me just plug it in. And then we'll get going. But again, all metal features, got lights. But this is like a little worker. Like, I'm excited to move some dirt. Like, I'm not sure, I'm sure the other one would be able to dig in. Like, I use play sand and pea pebbles that I bought at like Home Depot. You know, move those things around. But like this one with the strength of hydraulic, I think you'd be able to actually dig into your front yard. If you wanted to make a hole and you want to just dig into earth, this one will probably do it. All right. So now we're on. Got to move around the servo a bit. And now you'll hear the oil, but you see the hydraulic fluid. Like, I'm still working on you know, how well it works. But that's the fuel, the oil. I'm gonna go, there's 3 position switch for the oil pump. One, it's like on demand, they call it. So it'll just put fuel in on demand. So you got your bucket, you got your forearm, which I'm still learning which is which. It's like a dance. It's like playing with rudder or whatever. Then you have your long arm. But then on the top switch, I'll bring it up in this position. That does the middle arm. So you have like, it's like a 4th dimension. It's kind of crazy. It's a 3-position switch. So you can
Swing it towards the camera more.
swing it towards the camera
There you
more.
go, yeah.
Oh, my bad.
You're going off with it.
So now it's up. And then when you flip the switch to the middle, it'll lock it. So now it'll lock in place this the mid arm, they call it. And then when you go all the way down, it'll go all the way down. And then you want to, you know, stop it. So it's like a dance you're going to have to play because they obviously couldn't get all of it on one. So I've got to learn the dance because I want to make it look as smooth as possible when you're pulling out that dirt. But it is absolutely just the fact that you can go, you know, all the way up like that. And again, I have the oil pump down there. Now with the pressure, the atmospheres, the reader goes to 10. You don't want to go over 3. So that's what I was nervous about. I was afraid, like, when I filled it up, if I plug this in and it spikes, I didn't want, like, you could have an explosion because I'm dealing with, you know, real hydraulic fluid. Like, real hydraulics would mess up. So I was trying to monitor that as I went. You'll see that gauge. I'm barely getting any pressure because obviously I'm not pushing on, but it's strong, super strong. Like, it feels like it's going to be an absolute workhorse. But getting everything to work and then flipping that switch, I'm going to have to be like, it's like learning the flap switch on a plane for the first time. Like, I remember when I first learned how to plane, like, how am I going to remember when to flip my, flip my switch? What if I hit the wrong switch? All that stuff. But all around, I'm super pumped about it. You got lights on this thing. I think I got the wrong, which was there. It is. Lights, even lights up top. Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice the top light. Yeah, that's not on there. Oh, sweet. There's another light on 2 lights on the boom. I didn't even realize that yesterday when I was messing with. Oh, yeah, cool. So that's a little different. But all around, super duper neat. And I'm excited to play with it. I've never played with a construction vehicle, at this expense. But yeah, kit, that's what I'm thinking. The hydraulic one's going to take some time. So before I make this video, I kind of want to sit there and just go through the movements. Like the regular one, I was able to get pretty easy. But just flipping that switch, because up makes it go up, down will go fully down, and then the middle will just stop it. So that's, in my brain, just while you're trying to move other things around, like, I'm already messing it up when I'm on there. But all around, like, what I love too, and I'll try to, well, this is what I'll do. I wanted to show you. So when I bring this, oh, hold on, bringing it up, bringing it down, just the sheer, let me move the forearm all the way up. Let me move the bucket. Bill, I hope Bill's laughing somewhere. I'm trying here. There we go. Bring it all the way down. But like, it's hard to show because I'm not going to show you. I can't pull the camera back, but like, look at that. Look what you can, like, how you could bring it all the way down. You never do that on the other one.
You could, like, dig a hole.
You could be on a cliff, digging into the cliff, like, just, why would you do that? I don't know, but the fact that you can, I like that. So it's just all around super cool. Like, I never thought I'd be interested in construction, like RC equipment, but when you're out there and using it, it's fun. It's just fun. There's something fun and really cool about it. So what I'm going to do with the hydraulic, that's the other thing. You gotta, when you store it and turn it off, you want to at least have it like resting on the ground a bit. Like you don't want, so I'm going to put the bucket in. I'll bring that up. There you go. I'll just rest it on the ground. And then let's turn it off. But all around, super neat. And I'm I'm excited to mess around with this. So this is gonna be some fun. But the full range of motion on this is awesome. I just noticed, I didn't even notice that, Bill, that it has extra lights on it. So you know, they added, but again, licensed by Volvo, so everything on this thing is gonna be on a real one. Let me turn this one off too, which is neat. And just having played with this one, like, I had no worry that it was gonna like fail on me at any point. Like, it's durable as could be, which is also really cool. Maybe get a little scale. I don't know if they sell scaled construction guys in there, but you know, maybe I should put Tony Soprano in the top, like, waste management construction guys in there, something like that. But all around, super fun. So let's get to some questions here. The gauge is canted to put the high numbers on top. You think that's actually the way it should be? I was wondering if I needed to twist it to get it more level, but I don't know if that's a joke or not, but that would be funny. Is the hydraulic excavator one the same scale as the semi-truck behind you? Oh no, these are the 1/18 scale semi-trucks, but I did the video on the, so these are the Huina 1/18 scale semi-trucks, but I did the video just recently, kid, if you check the channel. We have the Cabalite 1/14 scale. Alex is bringing one over. 1/14 scale, and you know, these fit in my video. I have this excavator on the Double Eagle flatbed, and that's the 14 scale Scania truck that matches, you know, that matches these. So you get the low boy with this. This fits on it, and it all works. It all works out well together. And I actually have a semi truck from Double Eagle that we're going to make a video on here soon as well. That is another ready to run semi truck that's 14 scale on the website as we speak. So Bill, I don't know if you want to find that link and stick it in there, but we're going to be making that video soon too, so that'll be really cool. And then Thomas Rasmussen, hey, no problem. Thanks for joining, man. As always, I love to have you in the chat. Happy holidays to you and yours as well. But yeah, the tracks are all metal, my man. Everything on this truck, even the bars, everything on these, everything on these excavators is metal. Obviously the windows are not, they're plastic, but you know, durable plastic. But everything else, magnetic hatches, all the hatches are metal. All the what do you call, why am I forgetting? Why the words like leave me when I'm live on the air? The what opens and what's the little things on the door? What are these? The metal no, the hinges. The hinges, I guess, the door hinges are metal. Like, everything's metal on it. Why couldn't I think of that word? What is going on with me today? Yeah, truck and trailer, man. You can't be, you know, funny with them, but the 14 scale ones work great. The Double Eagle lowboy, it's expensive, you know, for a lowboy, but it's all metal. And it's going to hold up to like 40 pounds, 33 pounds, they say. But these are 20, 25 pounds each, just the excavators. And, you know, this semi-truck was pulling it around. I didn't even notice a difference from when it was driving without the lowboy attached to when the lowboy was attached. So more than enough power to pull it, and, you know, all around. Really, really well done. 14 scale firefighter truck. Oh, Freightliner truck. Freightliner. Yeah, that would be, oh yeah. Well, that's what I'd love. A lot of these companies are either European based, so they're more around, but I did mention I'd love to see like a King Hauler or something, you know, Mack truck, something like that, more, you know, American cabs. But, you know, they're out there in kit form. Like, you know, we sell them into me, but kits, you know, they're obviously not expensive as a ready to run, but I bet all the time and effort you put into painting the kit, buying all the extra, the motors, the lights, the, you know, ESCs, receivers, all that stuff, you know, is going to add up to even more. But they're out there. You can do it. But hopefully, you know, this is showing the companies producing them that, you know, there's a market out there for ready to run, you know, super scale, 14 scale semi-trucks. Because just pulling around your stuff is just fun. It's cool. But guys, any other questions while I'm still here? Because if not, we're going to put a wrap on today's show. I want to thank all of you, before I see any questions, I want to thank all of you for joining as always. I want to thank you all for being a Motion RC customer and, you know, just loving it. Yeah, right, Michael, love it. There you go. Just don't want to build, just play. This, you pull it out. Maybe you put a couple, you know, couple little accent details on. You have to do the stickers, which is easy, what you'd expect, but everything else is done for you. You just need AA batteries in the transmitter and charge up the battery and go. Running fate. And Alex got it right. I'm not even trying to pronounce anything right now. I'm done with that. But guys, I want to wish you all, if we don't see you, if we don't have a show before the holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your families. You know, enjoy it. And we'll see you in the new year at worst. At worst, we'll probably see you on January 2nd, that Friday. I'll be back with Wes and Lori, who right now are hopefully on a cruise and not watching this. I hope they're not watching this.
Oh, Wes is definitely watching.
Wes better not be watching. He better be phone off, no RC, gone. Do your thing. But yeah, guys, have a happy holidays. Enjoy it to you and yours from us here at Motion RC. We thank you so much for being a customer. Thank you so much for watching the channel as much as you have throughout the years, and I'm looking forward to a big 2026. Should be a lot more fun and excitement because 2025 was pretty darn good in the RC world, and looking forward to just whatever's next, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.